Hello to all my wonderful, fabulous people out there. Now, if you're feeling too busy and too stressed as a result of it, you're in the right place because today I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can manage a busy schedule and cut down on stress all at the same time. And guess what? I'm going to use these wilted, dried up flowers to do it. So stay tuned. Hey there, and I want to welcome you back to your wonderful, fabulous life where every week you get a dose of confidence-boosting encouragement to empower you to live wonderfully and fabulously. My name is Rhonda Crawford. I'm so glad to have you here with me again today. Come sit down on the couch and let's get started. So now we're talking about being too busy and too stressed as a result of it. And today I want to give you 5 ways that you can manage a busy schedule and at the same time reduce stress. So I want you to stick with me because way number 5 is the most important. But before we go there, I just want to share this with you. For Mother's Day, I got a beautiful bouquet of roses, 24 beautiful roses from my husband and my kids. And of course, I was really happy, said thank you and all of that. But the thing about it is that I've never really been good with keeping flowers and with planting and gardening and things of that nature because I always feel like I'm always so busy. So when the roses came, I took them out the box, I cut them, put them in water. You put that little food thing in there, you shake that in there and stir it up and put them on the table. And guess what? I put them on the table and then I forgot them. And so I want to show you my bouquet of roses from Mother's Day now. It kind of looks like this now. This is actually the bouquet of roses I got for Mother's Day. So now I put them on the table, I set them there, and it wasn't until maybe about a few days later when I was passing by and I noticed that most of the roses were wilted and kind of drooping and kind of not looking so good. Some of them hadn't even bloomed and I really didn't pay much attention to them. And then there were only a couple that were still looking really nice. And so it just kind of hit me. You know what? I missed it. I missed the blooming of this beautiful gift that was given to me. I completely missed it because I was so busy. And it kind of hit me the same way that sometimes that's what happens to us in life. We're so busy running here and there, running errands, making sure the kids get to school, making sure we cook dinner, making sure, we take care of this position over here, this job over here, that we end up missing out on things that are blooming in our lives. And at the same time, because we're so busy, we feel like we don't have the time to put any energy or effort towards things that God wants to bloom in our lives. And so that's why I said, okay, we're going to talk about ways that we can go ahead and manage that busy schedule and cut back on stress so we can bloom and bloom the way we were created to. So let's look at number 1. The number 1 way to manage a busy schedule and cut down on stress is to get off the treadmill. Well, what do I mean by that, get off the treadmill? Well, I have a treadmill at home. Now, I like to work out, but when I work out, it's normally really early in the mornings. I like to go jogging, and it's really still dark outside. And so my husband, blessed me with this wonderful treadmill so that I can get on that treadmill and run to my heart's desire in the dark and be able to work out. Well, when I'm done on the treadmill, I've run, I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm ready to go sit down somewhere and rest. And what happens is that that's great when it's exercise because then you've expended energy. But when it's your life that you feel is on the treadmill and you've gone all day doing this, running here and there, got a lot of stuff that you had to do or that you thought you had to do, but at the end of the day, you're still in the same location, but you're tired and sweaty and wanting to just be by yourself, then there's something wrong. So we need to get off the treadmill, and the way we do that is by writing down what's important. What is our why? What's your why? Why do you get up in the morning? Why are you here? What are your goals? What things are you working towards? And those things have to be intentionally scheduled in your day. So is it your kids, spending time with your kids? Is it, pursuing a dream that's in your heart? Is it working towards a house that you want to purchase? Is it towards shifting careers? Whatever it is, finding your why and then scheduling time for your why helps you feel at the end of the day that even though I'm tired, I know I got something done. I know I was productive. It's the difference between busyness and business. Busyness is the treadmill. Business is productivity, and that's where we want to be. All right, so what's number 2? The number 2 thing that we need to do to go ahead and manage that schedule, but at the same time reduce stress, is stop and smell the roses. Now, this is what those roses that I got for Mother's Day look like at first. Beautiful, fragrant smell, that springy, fresh smell of the spring. That's what they looked at. That's what they smelled like. And you know what? When we stop and smell the roses, what I'm talking about is looking at things that are blooming in our lives and being thankful for them. Because even though we've got a lot of things to do, even though we may have challenges going on in our lives, even though there are some things that haven't necessarily materialized like we want them to materialize yet, there are still things that we can point at that we can say, you know what? That's blooming. That's something that I should be thankful for. I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for this place I have to live. I'm thankful for my children that are growing like crazy. I'm thankful for, my spouse. I'm thankful for certain relationships. I'm thankful that I even have a job. It may not be the job that I necessarily want to have right now, but I'm thankful that I have a job. Saying that I'm going to sit down and every day think about something in my life that I can be thankful for. It gets our mind off of what's not going the way we want it to go yet, and it keeps our mind on what is going the right way, and it keeps and cultivates an attitude of gratefulness and thankfulness. And I like this statement that when you spend time being thankful for things, you end up having more things to be thankful for. So keep that in mind. Now, the third way to manage a busy schedule and at the same time cut down on stress is to do this, and that is get rid of the superme complex. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you this story. So earlier this month, my daughter turned 13 years old, and we promised her we'd do a birthday party for her. So I'm planning this birthday party for her. And now my daughter goes to a new school now. Last year she went to a different school, so she had friends from her previous school and friends from her new school that she wanted to invite. Well, by the time she finished her invitation list, I had 20 12 and 13-year-old girls who were very energetic, very excited at my house. And so this is what I was having to plan for. And so, I was all gung-ho at first, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be an awesome birthday party. My daughter's just going to love me, and I'm doing it all on my own. Well, guess what? About 4 hours before the party was to start, I had a whole bunch of stuff that was not ready for 20 girls coming over at all. I was pulling my hair out. I had decorations I needed to put up. I had food that I needed to prep. I had other things I needed to put out. My daughter had some other requests. There was this game that I wanted to do that I hadn't completed yet. And you know what? I had to break down and just call a couple of people and ask them to come and help me, because I was trying to do it on my own so that I could say, yeah, I did this all by myself. Aren't I great? Well, you know what? We need to cut back on that super me complex, because all it does is create a whole bunch of stress, create a whole bunch of busyness that is unnecessary. And so thankfully those two individuals came over and they helped me and everything went great. But I had to come to the place where I said, you know what? I need help. I cannot do this all myself. It doesn't have to be me doing everything in order for me to feel like it was something that went the way that it should have gone. And I had to learn that lesson, and I think that's something that we all need to think about every day. Sometimes someone is not going to do something the way you would necessarily do it. Maybe they're not going to do it to the high standard that you have, but is it done? And is it relatively okay the way that it was done? So maybe instead of having 51 things on the list of things to do, now you only have 50, and maybe it's not exactly the way you would have done it, but that's one less thing to think about, one less thing to stress out about, one less thing to be rolling your eyes because you're realizing you have to do it. And so let's just forget the superme complex, okay? I think we can do that. All right, so now let's look at number 4. What's the number 4 way for us to manage a busy schedule and cut down on stress? And that is this: we want to be brave with our lives. Be brave with your life. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is we want to be courageous enough to make the adjustment in the way we do things, the things that we do, so that we are accomplishing the purpose that we're here to accomplish. And it could be something like this. Maybe you're in a job that you took because it wasn't, your dream job. It wasn't the job, where your purpose is centered in, but you just wanted something to pay the bills, a 9-to-5 that you could go to and, be able to deal with your responsibilities. But it's been years and you're still in the same job, and it's not the job where you're supposed to be planted. It's not helping you to reach your purpose. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's another type of relationship that you need to build. And we're just kind of stuck in something because we're just kind of used and comfortable being there because, the bills are paid. I don't have to really stress out about, how am I going to pay my bills? But we also know at the same time it's not the place for us. So we have to come to the place where, I'm going to make changes. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to go ahead and just quit today. It doesn't mean I'm going to do anything irresponsible, but I'm going to start making steps towards fulfilling the reason and the purpose I'm here. And if this position isn't doing it, I'm going to go ahead and look into the programs that will do it. I'm going to go ahead and get the training I need to get. I'm going to go ahead and speak to the people I need to speak to. I'm going to go ahead and make the adjustment in my schedule so that I am moving towards those things that I'm here for. And for some of us, it may be that I don't know my purpose. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I was created. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Well, for those of us who may be experiencing that, we need to find out, okay, I need to find out why I'm here, because finding out why you're here now gives you your why, and it helps you to understand what things are priorities for you and what things are not, what things are just busyness for you and what things are business for you. So let's get forward and be courageous with our lives. And now we're on to the 5th thing that we need to do to manage a busy schedule and to cut down on stress. And as I said before, this is the most important thing. And what is that? It's being and remaining connected to the vine. Remaining connected to the vine. What do I mean by that? Well, these roses, which I kind of talked to you about earlier, look like the ones that I got when I first got those roses for Mother's Day. And these roses were able to grow to the place where they are so beautiful right now because they were connected to a branch, to a vine. They were being nourished and given what they needed so that they could go ahead and bloom and blossom. Well, we need to be connected to our life source. And our life source gives us the strength and the wisdom that we need in order to blossom, in order to be productive, in order to have the wisdom to know what our purpose is, in order to have the wisdom to know how to order our schedule. And our life source is God. Now I want to read the scripture to you found in John chapter 15, verses 4-5. It says this: remain in me, and this is Jesus speaking now. He says, remain in me and I will remain in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from a vine or the vine, and you cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. Yes, I am the vine, meaning Jesus. You are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from him, we can't bloom. Apart from him, we can't get off the treadmill. Apart from him, we don't know what to do or who to ask so that we're not doing everything ourselves. Apart from him, we don't have the wisdom to make the decisions that we need to make because he is the one that nourishes us and brings us to a place of productivity. So we can never get away from being connected to our life source. So we want to get away from our life looking like this. That's not fun at all. And we want to get over into our life looking like this. This comes from connecting with the vine. So now, I'm hoping that this has been of value to you and that it's a blessing to your life. And if so, I want to encourage you to please go ahead and press a like. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can continue to get encouragement, to live confidently, and to live out the wonderful, fabulous life God has created you to live. I want you to go ahead and press subscribe. And when you press subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get notifications every time we create a new video. And I also want to invite you, if you're in the South Florida area, come and worship with us at Impact Church of South Florida on Sundays. I'll leave our information on our worship experiences and our times in the notes. So you guys go ahead and bloom. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you soon. Be blessed.